Welcome to The Hook, episode 51. Obviously, still broken. Arm is getting good. Being able to do clerical stuff is getting easier and easier. So, at least I'll be able to get back to working behind a desk. Well, today is the Canada versus USA Eagles preview. Tomorrow at 12 p.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern, and I think what is 4 p.m. Halifax time or Nova Scotia time there. They're a little further ahead. The USA Eagles will face off against Les Rouges of Canada. So what we're going to go into, I'm going to do a screen share and show you guys the roster for Canada, and then I will go over some stuff from Rugby Forecast. The guy over there did some great stuff to show us the different things going on when it comes to our analytics and how we project currently for this match. So here we go. Where are we at? Screen share. Sure. All right. So, just to let you guys see, this is the control room, but here we are. Make sure we're good to go, actually. But for the starting 15 on the Canada side, we've got, the Justice. I think it's just Justice. Sears Duro at loosehead. Ray Barkwell. Yeah, we're good to go. Justice. Don't even have to worry about things. That works just as well. Then we got Ray Barkwell at hooker, Jake Ilnicki at tight head. Then we've got a number 4 lock, John Larson, number 5 lock, Evan Olmstead, number 6 captain, blindside flanker, Lucas Rumball, Matt Heaton at 7, open side flanker. Number 8 is Luke Campbell, and returning to the side from his duties with the Seattle Seawolves is Scrum-Half Phil Mack. Shane O'Leary will take the nod at fly half. At number 11, left wing, Kainoa Lloyd. At number 12, Nick Blevins, inside center. Number 13, outside center is Ben Lesage. Number 14, open side wing, left wing, right wing rather, is Jeff Hassler from the Ospreys. Then we've got fullback Pat Parfrey. And on your bench for the Canadians, we've got Eric Howard, number 16, Noah Barker at 17, reserve loosehead. And then we've got number 18, Ryan Konleski. And then I think I pronounced that right. Number 19, we've got Paul Cellini. Number 20, I'm going to look at this. This is small. Justin Dobrysky. Then at 21, we've got Jordan Sandor Best. At number 22, Giuseppe Dutot. At number 23, Theo Sauter. Overall, with this side, it's what they got. DTH is still injured. Tyler Ardren is in the concussion protocol, so he is not available for this match. When you look at, for the majority of this side, they play the way they played first against Scotland and then how they played against Russia. It's not looking good. It's good to see Olmstead back in the side for them to provide a level of competitiveness and extra oomph for their scrum. But I just don't see what they can do right now. The form they're in is just not that high, and I would struggle to see how they can put up more than about 15 points against the Eagles the way they're playing. Moving into stuff from Rugby Forecast, this is what we got. Let's see here. So let's go to the front here. Summer tests. So Rugby Forecast has the USA's chances of winning at 75%. Margin of error is 2% here, and 23% for Canada. The score based on the calculations will give the USA a victory by 15 points, 32-17. For the most part, we are on a tremendous winning rate against the Canadians right now. The last time it was close really was that draw we had during qualifiers last summer. Here's a look at this series since 2010. Sadly, we have not played them every single year since 2010. Hopefully that changes and we continue the Can-Am series every year outside of the America's Rugby Championship, as long as both teams host summer tours. If you look at the last two games, I think, we played a poor game in Sacramento with the 29-10 victory, and they played a great game, which says a lot about the differences between the teams. And we also didn't bring this team to that game. Part of the reason why was AJ MacGinty was injured during that period of time. He sprained his MCL, so Sale kept him out, and he did rehab for about 6 to 7 weeks back at Sale before coming back towards the end of March, and I think maybe it was the beginning of February. But he had just a great season. And then going back further than that, other than the game we played against them in Ontario, Canada, which, again, we played very poorly. When we hosted them again at the beginning of July, it wasn't a close game. But before that, if you go back to when USA's winning streak started, it's been pretty close. 51-34 in the ARC in Vancouver, 30-22 in the ARC in Texas in 2016. In 2015, during the United States Tour and the Pacific Nations Cup in 2015, it was 41-23, 15-13 in 2015. Going back to 2014 when this streak started, 38-35 over the Canadiens. And this gives you an idea of how the world rankings have gone over that period of time. Your left axis is the total ranking points that Canada has had and we've had. And then the right axis is the years. And then the lines obviously show how many points we've had. We've basically, we're on the upswing right now. We've never been where they've been in a long time. So this gives you an idea of how low we've reached. The lowest we've ever been was in the late 90s. And then we had about a really low spot at the end of 2015 after the Rugby World Cup. But that shows you right here the difference between where Canada and the U.S. are in rankings points. This right here is the U.S. Win streak of this year. Well, I guess not our win streak, but our record this year. We've played Georgia twice. First in November, and then what was it? And then the summer before when we hosted them. So it is what it is, which shows you previously we had beaten them plenty of times, but both of these times were still about where Georgia is, which is good to see because I would love to play them before the Rugby World Cup, but we may or may not get that chance. However, if we look at the U.S. over the last 7 matches, we beat Argentina 15, which I think was the best team we faced off against during the America's Rugby Championship. I usually want to play them last so that we can get the squad together, but if we're going to have most of our guys together for the first 2 matches, playing them up front is good. And it showed you, just in the short amount of time what the interim staff and then the coaching staff under Gary Gold has done, and they were able to achieve a victory over Argentina 15, 17-10, a side we had drawn against the last 2. And then, it's just been a wild ride. Beat Canada 29-10, Chile 45-13, Brazil 43-16, and then Uruguay 61-19. Going into 2 weekends ago when we beat Russia 62-13, and last weekend in Houston 30-29. Which gets us into where Canada's been. Canada has not done well at all. over this period of time. If you look at this, they have, it's going to take you a while to get back to a win for them, which is a significant problem. Now going into the United States team, here we go. Starters revealed for men's national team on USA Rugby. Going down here. At 1, Luce had Eric Fry from Van. Number 2, Dylan Fawcett Hooker, the Butcher from the Glendale Raptors. Number 3, tight head Paul Mullen prop from the Houston SaberCats from Young Munster. Was a high school All-American a long time ago. And then at number 4 lock, we've got Samu Manoa from Toulon. Then number 5 lock, we've got Nick Chavetta from Newcastle, now Doncaster Knights. Then at number 6, we've got Ben Landry, flanker, who will be joining the Ealing Trailfinders upon completion of the summer tour. Then at number 7, we've got Henko Hemesheis from Austin Elite at the open side flanker position. Number 8, Cam Dolan from the San Diego Legion, formerly of Cardiff Blues. Number 9, Scrum-Half, Sean Davies, Glendale Raptors. And number 10, the inform and best fly half in this year's premiership was AJ MacGinty from the Sale Sharks. A change here at open side wing, or blind side wing rather, is Nate Augsburger. Marcel Brocky will shift. Nate is from the San Diego Legion, where he plays both scrum half and wing. Paul Lasike maintains the inside center position at number 12 from the Utah Warriors. Marcel Brocky will shift to the outside center position. He is from the Western Force in Perth, Australia, playing in the IPRC and World Rugby Series, I think is what it's called. And then captain, number 14, Blaine Scully from the Cardiff Blues. Rounding out your starting side is fullback for his 3rd start at the position, Will Hooley of the Bedford Blues. Your bench, this is where it gets interesting. We've got 3 props. As the reserve hooker front row, quite possibly, is Chris Bowman from Leicester Tigers. At number 17, reserve loose end is TV Lamosatelli from Saracens. And number 18, we've got Ollie Khalifi from the Seattle Seawolves for reserve tight head. Your reserve lock is Greg Peterson from Glasgow. Reserve flanker, we've got Vili Tolutau from Seattle Seawolves. He will be the only debutant on this side for this tour. For the rest of the tour. So we will only have had 2 debuts with Paul Mullen and Vili Tolutau. And then at 21, reserve scrum half is Ruben De Haas from the Free State Cheetahs Academy. Number 22, Will McGee, the fly half himself from the Glendale Raptors. Rounding out the side in total is Bryce Campbell, reserve center from the Glendale Raptors at number 23. Your staff for this match is head coach Gary Gold, assistant coach Sean Pittman, assistant coach Greg McWilliams, Jimmy Harrison as performance analyst, Chris Hansen, team manager, strength and conditioning coach is Hugh Bivon. Apparently you bring in some Scots and things change. Team doctors Bruce Miller, and assistant athletic trainer is Matt Lopez. Overall, I've got really no questions on this. It's been a great series, and you go into this and stop sharing. You go into this and you're wondering, hey, how are we doing? What's going on? Well, we're doing great. I don't see Canada doing well. We're going to play an attacking style of rugby. We're going to put the ball deep into their half early and often. We've got kicking centers. We've got a fly half that can put the ball anywhere. He can drop kick. We've got another fullback that can drop kick. Interesting to see Dylan Owdsley drop from the side. Ruben De Haas was brought back in. I think just the way things shook out because Joe Taufete'e had to withdraw from the side to take care of some personal issues. Godspeed to him so that things are taken care of down back home because he was ready to go, got a call, things had to change, right? So that's all I got on that. So that steps in Dylan Fawcett, the Butcher, to start because James Hildebrand, he was evaluated in Australia when he returned following the arm injury and had to shut it down. So really, it's So your questions. So Nate Augsburger is going to be on the wing. We brought back up the young capped Ruben DeHaas from the All-Americans. I did not see Ruben DeHaas in the airport. Maybe I should have looked better, but good to see him get some time against Canada. And then we've got, Campbell sitting on the bench instead of, Marcel Brocky. I just think the way Campbell's games have gone, he's been playing lights out. So it's really not a question of, guy's performance. He's got it. Coach just wants to see some different combinations. And, we're just going to take the axe to the Canadians. We're going to chop the wood. We are going to put the ball deep. We're going to smother them on defense. We're going to hit them hard because Marcel Brocky ain't no slouch, man. He's like 6'1", 210. So he's going to hit hard. He's also a good distributor as well. So things are getting good. We've got so much depth right now. It's really awesome to see. But I think, Gary Gold said in his pre-match comments, some of the positions are getting thin. So who is going to be the reserve hooker? Is Chris Bowman going to be that guy? Because that would be fun. That's going to be fun to watch. I'm telling you. I want to see him because I think he can do it. But if not, if we're just rolling with the way things are, I think Hanko Hamashais or Vili Tolutau will step in at the hooker position. And then if it's Vili, I think they will split. He and Hanko will split duties. Vili will hook, and Hanko will be the person throwing the ball in. But that's kind of nice to have versatile players on your roster overall to be able to, be a hooker in a pinch. So if you ask me what the line is on this, I think the line's probably going to be like -25. But if I was smart, I'd take USA on the points. I don't think Canada's going to be able to do much. I really don't. We're going to hit them hard. We're going to hit them often. And we're just going to tear it up. But it's really nice to see that the Wanderers grounds have been sold out. So the Eagles and the Canadians will be playing in front of around 6,000 people. So that's pretty awesome. I'm Aaron Castro for The Hook. You can catch me at the Strobro. Also on Mondays at Earful of Dirt, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific time.